Hey guys, welcome to Kipoerneke's Corner. I am over in Everquest 2 at the moment, and I'm trying to remember exactly what I was doing last time I was here. I think that I was definitely wandering around doing some quests as usual, right? Um, and so it looks like I'm currently in Butcher Block Mountains. So we should see how it goes over here. Let me switch over to the Everquest 2 window. Make sure that turns on properly. Sometimes there are some issues. It looks like it's not wanting to go directly in. So give me just a second. Fix this. Hopefully. Sometimes I have to change the source on this one. Not really sure why it does that, but sometimes it does. So hopefully we can get it on there in a moment. There we are. That looks better. All right. So let's see what we have here. It looks like I need to find the stolen tome. Now, what's this say? It's Butcher Block Mountains, obviously. A ship sailing to the Butcher Block Mountains was attacked by awkward goblins. Amongst its passengers was an erudite sage who was carrying a valuable tome, or at least was, before the awkward goblins took it from him. Wallen has asked me to find the tome, which should be on one of the awkward goblins' islands. I need to look for the lost tome somewhere on the awkward goblin islands. Now, that's going to be over in water, obviously, right? Awkward goblins and water just go together pretty well. I haven't been on in a couple of weeks on EverQuest 2, so it's surprising how quickly one can lose one's memory of how to play a game. But I think I can get back to it fairly quickly here. Okay. Now let me get all my chat screens on properly. There we go, that ought to do it. Okay, now, this character is a level 48 gnome swashbuckler. We're going to head toward these islands out here, off the Goblin area, right? And try to get this quest updated. Now, some of you have seen me play EverQuest Legends in the beta, and maybe when you watch this, you can understand why there's so much difference between playing that game and this game. Because I've played EverQuest 2 for a couple of decades now, and I'd never played EverQuest 1, so I have no experience prior to EverQuest Legends playing that game. So the differences are pretty stark, just overall. Now, on here, I have EQ2 maps, and so I have all of these little dots, and I'm just first going to wander around and see if I can locate the stolen tome, and then I'm going to, if I become desperate, then I'll use the map to see where that tome actually is. I've never played a lot in the Butcher Block Mountains. It was never one of my favorite places, so I have played some, but not a tremendous amount. And so I'm not as familiar with the quests here as I otherwise would be for most of the starter zones and most of what's available in on Origins. Origins is it's like a server that is set in around the 2006-2007 era, and so it has a lot of lot of the, I guess, quality of life things that regular Everquest has are not available here. And I personally prefer that. Now, interestingly, a lot of them are. And, there's pros and cons to that. Some of the things that are available in the game feel like they could have, been something that would have been put in the initial game if it had been thought of and it was just something that wasn't thought of at the time. And then others seem like they may be a bit much. But like this right here, this tab, the sets tab, is something that was added much, much, much later. And yet it still exists on this server. So some of the stuff from live are here. Now armor sets are amazing, and I think that they're one of the things that I don't have any issue with adding to the game there. It's a nice tool. You can save your things very quickly, switch between armor sets without it diminishing the game in any way. So it's very good. Now here is this thing. It says at the 100th Meridian by Spizidokin Fizburn. Let us take the tome. Now, I needed to return the tome to Dr. Master Wallen, it says, but can we read it? Don't think so. It doesn't appear to be actually in my bags. So, it was more of an update, I suppose, than reality. I have a bunch of books, but none of them. Let's see, let's set this on auto run. Kind of mouse over and see what we've got here. This is, okay, we've got Hroth's Journal. Leatherfoot Tales, The Last of the Pterodon Part 1, 2nd edition. Leatherfoot Tales, The Last of the Pterodon Part 3, 2nd edition. Leatherfoot Tales, The Last of the Pterodon Part 2, 2nd edition. Servant of the Temple, The Blood of the Bear Part 1, The Blood of the Bear Part 3, and The Commander's Wife. We've also, over here, we have the Fleshbound Tome, Collapse, The Goblin's Notebook, Words to Remember by Mother DC, Adventures of Jorbo and Maki, even more Adventures of Jorbo and Mappy, rather. I can't read. Reading is hard. The Omegamalion, The Form, and the Varsoon Collection, Volume 1, Varsoon and the Combine Guide. So we do have a lot of books hanging out in the bags. Alright, now Dr. Master Wallen says, were you successful in finding the tome? Yes, here it is. He says, bah, look it. Nearly half the pages have been ripped out. This will never do. And I say, you asked for the tome, not necessarily all the pages inside the tome. I'd like my payment, please. He says, I'm afraid I can't pay you. I haven't been paid myself. Judging by these scratch marks, it's no doubt that the Aqua Goblins have tore the pages out. Perhaps the Aqua Goblin finger wagglers took the pages for their own research. I say I have a hard time believing the Goblin would study anything. He says, well, if you have a better idea on who took the pages, I'd like to hear it now. I say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be short with you, he says. It must be the stress of this air job weighing on me. Please, find the Goblin Aqua Wizards and see if they have the pages on them. I say, okay, but only because it's you. Alright, so, Aqua Goblin Wizards are our next target here. And there should be some all over the place. Now, fortunately, being a ranger, I have track. You can just type it in and then click on it and see where they're at. There's some right over here. They're just going to kind of be all over the place, though. I just need to get up into there, and then we can start saying Goblin Aqua Wizards. Backward, Aqua Goblin Wizards. Alright, now here's the little ramp up. I'm going to go up yet again to get into there. And there we have one. Now, you'll notice that even though I'm much higher level than these guys, making them gray, it still takes me a minute to kill them. And, you know, I'm not terribly geared. I'm not wonderfully geared for my level, but it's, you know, if you've played on EverQuest Live, then you'll see the difference starkly because this is a level 48, as previously mentioned. And yet, even still, those are level 20 somethings, level 22, and this one's even an arrow down. So if I just auto attack, this is what you're looking at. These, what do I have on right now? This is a level 40 piece of equipment right here that I have on. So that's what we're hitting with. And still, like I said, you know, this is the auto attack without doing anything else. So I have on a level 47 legendary piece and then a level 40 handcrafted weapon. So, yes, it is significantly more difficult. Again, that was a level 22 arrow down guy that we just fought, and it still took that long with just the auto attack going. Also note that as opposed to in the EverQuest Legends game where you can only attack things that you're looking at, in this, if I want, I can just, you know, I don't even have to face it to attack it actually. Right now I have it auto-facing so that I can't turn my back on it, or the character can't turn my back on it. But if you want to, you can set it up so that it does not auto-face, and you can turn away from the creature you're fighting and you can still hit it. You do still have to have line of sight unless you have, there are some scouts that can hit things that they do not have line of sight on. But most of the time you need to have line of sight. Okay, now we're going back, by the way, to, oh yeah, this way, to a Dark Master Wallen over here, because we have what we need, which was the cages. It was just an update on killing the awful goblins. You know, I guess I could just run up these stairs and go straight to him. Oh. Apparently I missed bonus XP. I just saw somebody saying, well, maybe I can't run up the dog. But anyway, somebody in chat is saying bonus XP ends today. Somebody else says at noon. So probably an hour and a half-ish left on that. Not sure. I didn't realize that there was bonus XP for mouse over here. Server bonus. It's not really double XP, but 10% bonus. Hey, you know, for this day and age, that's not bad. Let's talk to Dr. Master Wallen. He says, you found the pages. Ah, I knew you'd do it. Here, please take this as payment. I owe you a debt of thanks. I say thanks. I'm actually looking for more work. Is there anything else is there anyone else that could use some help? He says, as a matter of fact, there is someone who could use your help. Seek out Grolton Hilt still. He protects the caravans arriving from the Greater Fadar. I say I will pay him a visit. How do I find him? Alright, so first let's select our piece of gear from over here. So, it's going to be not a great piece of gear, and therefore I'm going to look at what it appearance-wise shows. Now, we have the aquatic scrappers bracers. Let's see what those look like. First of all, I'm going to clear my guy so that he's naked. That way we're going to be able to see this better. So we click Alt, Control rather, and then you can show what they look like. So they're very blue, I'm noticing. Extremely blue. Alright, what else? We've got aquatic whalers bracers. How will those be different? Okay, so the thing that looks more blue in the thumbnail is the thing that looks less blue on the arm. It's, you know, it's still blue, but it's like a periwinkle or something, I don't know. It's not your blue, right? Less blue. Alright, and then we have the dagger here. What does the aquatic dagger look like? The aquatic dagger is, it's okay. I don't know. I mean, okay. let's say I like the aquatic dagger better than I like the aquatic whaler's bracers. But I think of those three options, I like the aquatic scrapper's bracers the most. So let's grab those. Then we have a new quest. After completing a fair amount of work for Dogmaster Wayland, I need to seek out Gruelton Biltstill. He can be found at the caravan stop near the entrance to the Greater Vadar. To get there, I must ascend the tall cliffs and head northeast, past the city of Cowden. After I descend a series of switchbacks, I'll come to a clearing. Caravan stop is at the east side of the clearing. Now, I wonder if I have already done if I've already done his stuff. I don't know. May have picked it up, I may not. If we're going to go ahead and accept the quest one way or another. He says, head east for some distance. You'll pass the gates of Calic and descend into a valley filled with some awful beasties. Ha! I'm sure Brulton could use your help taking care of that lot. And I say, excellent. I'm off. Good day. All right. So now, Brulton looks still. I might should. Nah, I'd be okay. I was thinking I might should sell some things. Well, you know, I may as well, while I'm here, see if we've got any just absolute junk to get rid of. Alright, go to the sell window. We can hide the things that are not for sale. Now, we don't want to sell bug cages, rib cages, the bugbear rib cages. So we're going to go over here at this window we have it selected, and we're going to check mark not for sale. That'll make it disappear so it won't keep, you know, every time we go to a sales window, we don't need to be seeing the things that we don't necessarily want to sell. We have a couple of chunks of timber we can get rid of, 5 fragments of terrain. My speech is not working well today. Alright, we got a cobalt paw. Now that's a learn legend item, so we'll keep that. Not for sale. Tree ant root, same deal. We've got 3 accumulation of plasmas. Let's sell all 3 of those. Ancient bugbear is a collectible. We don't want to sell that. I don't want to sell the aquatic scrappers bracers. If I do anything like that with it, then I'll transmute it. This is a collectible. This is a collectible. Then we got crab meat. Let's sell that. We've got a decayed bugbear. That's a collectible. Deep earth rune. Yeah, we don't want to sell those. Well, you know, yeah, we don't. And have I, in fact, studied those? Not, I wonder. Let's put not for sale on this. More collectibles. Alright, now, I fully Blade of the Faith. Another thing that if I get rid of it, it won't be by selling. Flask of stale water. I am collecting those even though they never may come into play on this server. I'm not sure if they will or not because they go along with like the bones and fertilizer. And when I think Kingdom of Sky came out, we had the opportunity, if we got the pre-order of it, to get a carnivorous plant. And you could feed the carnivorous plant different amounts of those bones, fertilizer, and water, or liquid, and you get different rewards for it. I know that if you haven't claimed your carnivorous plant yet, and you're on this server, I believe you can claim it. It was a 1 per account thing, I believe, and so the odds of people having those sitting around at this point aren't great. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to sell this to this guy. In fact, probably I'm going to go ahead real quick and mark all that kind of thing off because I don't want to sell it to these kinds of merchants. There's no reason for it to hang out there. The Jasper's Grindstones. I don't want to sell this merchant, but I do want to sell it to a status point merchant. So I'll keep that on the list without making it not show up. Alright, I also don't want to sell my spirit totems. I'm using those. So, hopefully we'll get those. There we go. So I didn't end up selling a whole lot, but I did get rid of a few things and made a little bit of room. Now we can sort with this button here, and it will automatically sort things into like categories. We have all of our armor together, we have all of our weapons together, potions, collectibles, all that. Very similar. Alright, I'll check the vendor because I feel like in this game, and particularly on this server, it is always a good idea if you see a vendor, go ahead and check if you need to repair, because it's easy to get killed out here and then forget that you got killed and that you actually do need to prepare. And again, since it's been a couple of weeks since I logged in, I was very uncertain if I needed to or not. Running into things. Another fun system. Alright, now, if we zoom out, we can see in the northeast, there's a book blinking on the map. And what that means is there's a guy here who has an update for one of my quests. And the quest, in this case, is going to be seeking Broken Hillstone. That's going to be getting blinking. Mouse over, and sure enough, it is. Alright, so we're going to head out over that direction. And that means we're going to go east. Well, we're going to go north, and then we're going to go east. Alright. Moving along at pace. There's a fellow person. Somebody was asking about the population on this server. So, let me just slash you. We're in Butcher Block Mountains at the moment. And there are 7 other people in here right now, just in Butcher Block Mountains. If I do a slash you all, it's going to max out. It's going to, only show me how many, it's going to show me 100 people. See, just like that. Because 100 is the maximum that will show. So, you can't really tell exactly how many people are on at any given moment. The best way to figure that out, if you want to add it up, is you can just do like slash who all swashbuckler. And we can find out how many swashbucklers are currently online on the server. And we have 4 swashbucklers. The swashbuckler is not the most chosen class by any stretch of the imagination. Let's do slash who all conjurer. Actually, let's do necromancer. Necromancer. Let's see what we get there. Okay, 11 necromancers are currently on. So that should give you some idea of how many people are playing. There are, I can't think of how many classes that there are. There are quite a few classes. Now, that's not even going to, well, yeah. That ought to be a good idea of what you're looking at. I think there are probably a lot of scouts of one type or another. I think probably bards are pretty common, and you said like dirges. So let's do slash who all dirge and see what we get. And probably troubadours. 7 of those are on. Okay, there's actually only 2 troubadours. So 7 dirges and 2 troubadours on at the moment. Troubadours people often use, or not just troubadours, but bards in general, people often use as like a box, something that you can box with because it's easy. You just basically stick it on auto follow with your guy if you've got a couple of accounts, and then you get the buffs from the bard and playing with the other characters. So if you're not doing a lot of actual playing of the character, that's something that some people do. So that's why I thought it might be something that they were that there would be more of than other classes. That being said, the pet classes I think are going to be pretty much number 1. Hence the necromancer having 11 people on, while the dirge only had 7. So, now, again, I don't know that a lot of people are doing swashbuckler. Scout is, I won't say it's a harder class to play, but it's a more active class to play because there's all the positional abilities that you have. You have to run behind the creature, run in front of the creature, run to the side, whatever, You can't just stand there and click the buttons. You do have to be somewhat on the move. It's better if you're in a group, then you have theoretically a tank holding the aggro, and then you can go and just stand behind the mob. And now you occasionally are going to need to run in front of the mob for some of the hits and things like that, but for the most part you can feel a lot more stable if you have a group. Okay, here's Brulton, but still, let's check in. He says, this is what I feared. It is encrypted. at least written in a language not familiar to these weary old eyes. This note's meaning is beyond me. I want you to take this to my superiors. Kilmore brothers. Kilport brothers, sorry. The Kilport brothers? Where can I find them? That's what I say. He says head west for a bit, past the goblin camps, and head south until you see the dwarven outpost. The Kilport brothers run the show there, working with the Iron Toe Brigade. I say, go on. He says, find Joan Dorn Kilport first. Give him this note and tell him when you got it. They'll be sure to help. I say, I'm on my way. Good day and good luck. Now we accept this reward, this quest completion box. So, heading west now. And I think we're going to the Iron Toe area over here. I do a lot of map checking, I've noticed. I become afraid that I've veered off course, even though there's a compass right here telling me, right over here, saying I'm heading west. Nonetheless, I'm like, I'm not sure I'm going the right way. Every couple of minutes while running, or at least, well, often over a few seconds, I'm like checking new things, making sure. Moving right along. And though, I think that I've already done this guy's quest. I'm not sure, but I do think so. And it also occurs to me the one that I'm going to is right over here. There's Warren Kilgore. Let's check him. If we put him on the map at all, theoretically you get wisps to it. Now, what I've noticed on this server is that the wisps are not working. Here is a shiny, as we call them. It is a little collectible, and we don't know what it is until we pick it up. Let's see. It is a shattered cobalt bone. I do need it for some collections, but now I'm going to hang on to it. No interest in doing that this time. Alright, now, where's my guy? This is Araby, Dark Araby. Let's check in here. I don't think that there's anybody in here or anything, but sometimes you'll find collectible items. I just fell off onto a box, boy, I tell you. But sometimes you'll find collectible items within an area, and they, if so, they'll either start a quest, update a quest, be like something that you can mark, etc. So we can hail him, but he doesn't say anything. I really kind of think that we already did these quests in this area. Again, it's been a couple of weeks since I've been over here on this character, so can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure. I can come and check in with this tower. I don't know if anybody's in this tower, maybe. Where's this? And the towers, all these towers look the same. But no, it's just Iron Toe guards up here. Nothing exciting, nothing clickable. Alright. So, it looks to me as if we have moved along on this quest line, and I'm going to see what else we have. I'm going to sort okay, so this is the quest journal. It holds, I don't recall exactly how many, I want to say like 70 or 80 quests, which is nice. I think 80, maybe not, I don't know. I have 7 currently, which is why I need to clear out some of these low-level things. So it looks like the lowest level thing is this Antonica, Farsi's Requisition. And all I have to do is go turn it in. And that's fairly fine. I don't mind doing that. So I think what I'll do is I'll call back to home because the Windrush Dagger, is updated by examining this Windows dagger that is a dropped item that will be in your bags if you get it. I've already done step 1 of it. However, I was unable to update it. The last I knew, that item was broken, and so it wouldn't update the quest line. I'm gonna go check on that or anything else and see if it will now update, because it would be super cool if it would. There were a couple of things that I couldn't progress on. That was one of them. And another one was Vitalno's brother in that zone over there off the common lines that I can't think of. Keep wanting to say falling gate, but I can't think of the name. All right, let us go over to the banker and try to find my Windrush dagger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my character window. I'm going to use the magnifying glass. That's a search button. And then I'm going to type in Windrush. And we're going to find exactly where my Windrush dagger is. No items were found mentioning Windrush. So now the question becomes, did I delete it? It's a possibility. It was definitely broken. I may have deleted it in the hopes that getting it to drop again would make it work. I'm just going to verify that I don't have it sitting around in these bags. I'm pretty sure I don't. Also, those status point items can go into this bag because I'm storing those up and then I'll turn them in all at once. And that just makes me have to run around a little less often. There's no reason not to. I also have these fertilizer type things, bones, fertilizer, liquid that I mentioned earlier. So I'll throw those into some boxes as well while I'm over here. So far, no luck on the Windrush dagger. I believe it's a high possibility I deleted it. Probably did. Another couple of daggers up here. That's just an imbued steel. That's rated bone dirt. We have Wicked Ghoulbane over there. That's definitely not a Windrush dagger. Alright, so nothing too exciting there. Pretty sure it's not going to be here, but we do have these bones and fertilizer things here. So let's go ahead and toss those in there. If you put it over the box and just drop it in like that, it'll automatically stack up if it can. So it's a very cool feature there. All right. Now, once more, we sort the bags, got rid of some stuff out of them. That's a good thing. While I'm in town, popped over to the broker. Again, since it's been a couple of weeks since I logged in, everything on my broker will probably be unlisted, and I'll need to relist it anyway. And also, I can probably throw more stuff on there. Nothing else then for storage sake, right? Make sure everything looks like I have prices on it here. So, and then we'll just list all items with that button. It looked as if everything did have prices on it. I think that's fine. Let's take some point out of the weapons thing. And then we're going to throw stuff on here. And I may or may not have priced all of the things in my stuff here. My inventory, if you want to call it that. It's not my inventory. It's my wares. Okay, so I don't think I have any spell type stuff to throw in. I don't think I have any jewelry. The only other thing I have here is Schmoozy Rated sandals that I would like to throw somewhere, and then of course these weapons that I think did not go in. I'm going to try them again just in case I failed to click some of them. No, did alright. And then we have some armor. Oh yeah, take the coin from here. Then we have some armor here. To try to toss in if possible, because really what I want right now is just to essentially store the armor somewhere. Later I'll decide what I want to do with it. This is just a regular salesman crate. Yeah, I don't have anything that I want to deal with there. So, yeah, that looks perfectly fine. Everything is now listed, and I have a little bit of bag space now to lie. Let's go ahead and, maybe I want to stop by, probably, I want to stop by the house while I'm here, the guild house, and throw things into the depots there. The depots are very nice. It's like kind of similar to a guild hall in our guild house because we have depots in there and we have crafting tables in there so we can craft inside the room. You gotta pay that upkeep. I'm gonna pay for, I'm gonna do at least a month there because that just seems prudent. There we go. We'll do 42 days. And then go on in, visit. All right. So yes, it's very important to have the depots. Not important, it's very useful to have the depots in there. They cost Daybreak cash, which I should go, speaking of that, go onto the market. All access, redeem 500 Daybreak. Let's do that. Okay, so now we're good until the 5th of June on the Daybreak cash, because you get a little bit of Daybreak cash, and then these harvest depots and whatnot do not cost very much. So I don't know if I have anything that are going to this one. Doesn't look like it. This is spell scroll and the recipe book depot. There is an adept in here I can grab, so I will. And then I can go ahead and upgrade that a little bit. Okay, we also have Poison Potion Totem Depot. I don't want to throw anything in there. We've got a Collectibles Depot. So what I'll do is I'll throw my stuff in, and then I'll pick back up the ones that I don't have. So we'll hide unusable, and I'm just going to refill my bags with the ones that I personally will need, and then better get perfect. And that way, most of the stuff that we gathered will be in there for others to get, and the ones that I need will be in my bags. And I have a little more room in my bags, so there we are. Okay. Now, anything else? That's food and drink. I think I'm good on food and drink. I've got 14 of the herbal flames, which are 5-hour and 3-minute drinks each. And I've got 2 of the crayfish casserole, which while they're weak, level 30, they do last 2 hours and 15 minutes each. So, there we are. Okay, this is the lore and legend box. I'm going to drop all my lore and legend pieces in there. Looks like I need some of this stuff, so I'll take it. Let's sort the old bags again so we can easily find it. So it looks like I need all of these pixie pieces and a couple of bugbear pieces. Got some clockwork here. Now, if it, I may or may not have started these quests. I definitely haven't started the droid, so I won't pick that up. I'm surprised that I need fairy parts, but it indicates that I do. So we're on the fairy wing. We're going to hide unusable. I haven't gotten the Harpy quest yet. We'll pick up the kobolds. I don't know which of those we're actually going to work and which ones aren't. Let's try the pixie eye. Oh. Can we accept quests from the parts now? Previously, last time I was in, we had to go to where the lore and legend books were, pick them up, and then we could start them. But it looks like now we can start them from the bags. That is very, very good. So let's accept that quest. And then we can start on it. So here's a pixie eye. We'll study that. I should have read that to you. I'm sorry. These windows say, this item can be used to learn the secrets of the books if you wish to study it. Of course I do, right? I'm going to move this window out of the way so that it appears over there. Okay, so I don't have the bugbear started yet. There are enough of them. Yeah, because I've been doing a lot of things over there in in the Bay Area, but I don't know that I want to actually pick this up yet. Because if I do, then it may be a while before I get back over to that area, and that would be a shame. Ferries, on the other hand, we run out into all over the place. May as well start that quest. I can't believe that I haven't done the ferry quest yet. It's kind of crazy. But I guess I haven't. Because here it is. Oh, there's Claw. I'll save. I'll save. Alright, moving right along on this ferry quest. Now I'm just going to have to slay some fairies and we'll be good to go. Alright, so I am on the Cobalt quest already. So I'll grab those. And it looks like I don't have too many of those pieces left to get either. Alright, now let's sort the bags once more. And actually, I'm going to throw those Ruin Legend pieces back in here. I can pick those up again whenever I need to. We'll get an ammo depot here. I think I'm good on ammo at the moment. The bags, as you can see, are pretty full of arrows. That's good enough for me. We could throw some house items in. I don't know that I have any, but I'll give it a try. I don't have any in the bags. Fuel depot. I definitely don't have any fuel I'm carrying around, and then the Jordan's depot. So let's sort this again, even though it's already sorted. Okay, good to go. Now to the lighthouse over in Antonica, and we can turn in that quest there to Taskmaster Unit. Any Farsi's requisitions that you do in Antonica are turned in at the lighthouse to Taskmaster Linda, and she's always, very, very complaining about the whole thing, all right? You come up to her, you've got this order that you ripped off of somebody's dead body, some creature's dead body, after it's obviously mauled, probably, and destroyed for original carrier. And what does she say to you? She says, "This order is overdue." I think that's what she says. Very rudely. So, off we go. To turn it in one way or another. I don't think I have anything else in this zone, most likely. It's an old zone. And so I don't think so, but I'll check. It's sort by current zone. That is, in fact, the only thing I have here. Don't know why I'm going behind it. So here she is, right up here.
Unless you're filling a Farsi's requisition of Antonica, I do not have time for you. Time is money.
Okay, that's what this one says. That this order is overdue, person. I'm not sure which one that is. We have filled requisition Ant 0424.
This order is overdue.
She is the person.
Our policy clearly states that the Farsi's trading company does not pay full price for late requisitions. Wait, I see that you are not the huntsman who was issued the order. That means I'll have to file a change of vendor form. Still, you filled the order, and that deserves compensation. Perhaps someday we'll add you to our list of independent contractors.
Alright, so I say it's a pleasure doing business with Farsi's trading company. Sound polite like that. And then we got 2 silver and 13 copper for that. Claw says, how's the other server? No clue. I've mostly been playing Watcher of Thrones and Everquest Legends lately. Okay, we're going to turn off these so that they don't end up sitting in strange directions. I think that next I'm heading toward Neck Forest, probably, which I could just crawl over to the Split Pod Den, and then I would be in Thundering Steps and go that direction. It would be a little bit faster, but I think I'm just going to make the run this time. Sort by level again, and so have the Windrush Dagger. quest, but I don't have the item. And I wonder if they fixed the quest. Yeah, I don't know. I need to probably check the update notes on that and see if that's something that was fixed and or not, basically. And the witch's key is on this list. That is a raid zone. It's the unlock for Cauldron Hollow. Instance, I think, or no, it is an it is a Cauldron Hollow instance. We're also on the gates of Cauldron Hollow. We're on the step. We need to enter the Dragoon funeral pyre. And that again is in Neck Forest. So Paul wants to know how his legends. It's interesting. Definitely a learning experience. I'm going to turn the gates of Cauldron Hollow on. Then we're going to sort by the current zone once more. At some point, I need to make my way back over to Neck Castle.
Well met.
I almost grew again like a fool. Man, I tell you, my brain. It's running on like three cylinders or so. I think. I'll go to the guild chat in case Paul's in there. I think it looks like my voice on there may be broken. It definitely is because it's not showing me on there at all. Let's go with voice options. We go to enable voice. Now we're going to do the same thing in voice options with enable voice and see if that helps. There we go. Oh, it looks like I'm on like auto talk or something. Got a broken voice. Got back out of guild so as not to distract Claw while I'm in there. Now we're going to fly a little ways, jump off, and then run the rest of the way to docks.
Salutations.
It doesn't really matter which one I choose here, because I'm going to jump at the same place regardless. And there it is. You want to run down this path, get over to the docks area, and I want to check for a shiny while I'm over there because there is normally one up over in this area. One thing about this game is that you can run over most of the rocks like that. If they're not an absolutely huge boulder, then you can normally run over them without having to, jump your way around. So far, no good on the shiny, but I still have high hopes. Let's do a slash in this zone. We're in Thundering Steps, and we've got 6 other players in here right now. Ah, there we are. Found it. Alright, let's grab this. Shiny, it's a spotted red ant. That's a nice one. I don't need it. I don't think that I need anything in the Thundering Steps as far as collectibles go at this point. Check and see if I need anything. Yeah, no quests here. All is well. Could do this repeatable with Rancor McCollin, and I may finish that up later. It's only repeatable a certain number of times. I can't recall how many that was. Maybe 5, maybe 7. I'm not really sure. We don't want to go to Zach. We want to go to that other place. That forest, that's the one. Alright, now I have quite a few things that we're showing as the current zone here. Oh, those are all in the castle. That's why I'm not sure. That makes sense. Also, okay, these things on this restoring Coolbane, not pleasant. The one that I have left to do these is defeating the descendant of Torg in Neck Forest. Unfortunately, that is called from Apollo, which is that red zone previously mentioned. So all I have here is the Witch's Key, it goes to the Cauldron Hollow. We got the Gates of Cauldron Hollow, which is over. Let's see. Look at this map. I think it's over like southeast of the entrance to Darklight Wood. Southwest. Then we have Farsi's Requisition Special Contract Number NF002. Okay. That is killing the Gulfix Mystics. They are one of the rare spawns over by that castle. I'm going to click Common Manifestation, but I'm going to jump partway because I want to head over here. It's not there. It's like the Gulfix Citadel or something like that that I want to. Can't think of the name of it. I think Gulfix Citadel is correct. Yes, there it is. That's where I'm going to be heading. So, I'm going to wait a minute and jump right here at this path. So it leads right to it. And we're going to turn on track. We're going to just type in and list it. We have 1 on track currently. And this quest is not one that likes to update either. That's another thing. So it's like a rare spawn, rare update. Kind of similar to the like steel hoof, what was it? Some sharpshooters or something like that over in Thundering Steps, where you have to just keep on killing those guys, and they very rarely update your quest. Now we'll see if I can actually remember how to play this character at all. It's a good question. So far, no go. Can't remember. No, that's not what I intended to do. Yep. Needed to run around them before I quit that. I'm doing well so far. So we stun them, and then we run around to the back of them. It's the whole plan. Alright, well, one way or another, we got rid of them. Next, we've got a total of 4 more on track, and they're apparently in this direction, which makes sense. So, having them out here wandering around is cool. A lot of times they are spawning right by the castle, or citadel, if you will. I'll ask Claw, I think he needs some help with anything. If I can type. Alright, we're gonna get the next one on the list. The guildmate told me that he spent 2 days straight just farming these mystics to try to get this update. He said he just parked the character there and would kill off a wave and go do something in real life, and then come back, kill off another wave, rinse and repeat for 2 days. We need 4 more of them, and as you can see, you did not find any quest items. It is the normal response to killing them. Normally what you do is you want to try to spawn them by basically killing everything. And then, just keep clearing everything in the area. And eventually you get all your mystics. Alright, we did get a medallion update. That's nice. We're halfway there. We got 3 of 6. Not too bad. Was Lugno. He's got some things to do, apparently. Real life work? I will have to soon as well, but not quite yet. Alright, now, let's search again. If you can clear all the mystics that are up and get an update out of it, you've done pretty well. So I'm already happy about the progress here. Now the quest here unlocks after you do the ones, start over in Thundering Steps on the docks there. And you do all of the Farsi's requisitions you can. And once you finish all of those, then they say, hey, we've got a special quest for you. And they start you down this line of special quests. And some of them aren't so bad, and then some of them are. This one and the Steel Hoof one are the worst. And again, that's because things you need to kill them are not the most common spawns. And also, they don't update very quickly. I'm just going to kind of run through a little bit to make sure there's nothing else popping up. Doesn't look like it. But I think I've got some more out here to grab. Could be wrong. If so, great. If not, well, got an update, all is well. And then we're going to head on toward the Dragoon Funeral Pyre to try to update the gates of Ringhole. Probably what most people are doing right now is taking advantage of this extra XP. They're calling it double XP because for live server, it's double XP. For this server, however, it's like 10% bonus. So, not as good, obviously, of a bonus, but it's not the worst. I believe there's another area over by Namar's Ascent that might have, I think it does have some mystics as well. I think it's right at the top of Namar's Ascent. But I'm not going to go over there right now because, again, I'm going to try to get over to where I believe the funeral part is. Somewhere this way. Right about where my mouse is. It's not exactly there, but it's not far off from there. Also gonna make sure, yeah, I am in my adventuring gear. That's wonderful. It's always good to know because, how many times have I run around in my crafting gear? I actually can't tell you how many times that's happened. It's been so many. Sometimes I'd be going to groups with my friends and just be, fighting basically naked and didn't realize it. Uh, Sometimes even with the guardian, so I'm like tanking in my crafting gear. So no. It's not it's not pro gamer moves right there, but it is what it is, I suppose. All right. Gonna run kind of in this direction. There are these soul leeches in this water that'll put detriments on you. You see them right there. They put detriments on you if you run anywhere near them. And you can end up having quite a few pile up on you. Into a tree stump I ran. There are a lot of harvestables in this area, and we certainly do need some. I really should be gathering some of that stuff as I go along, but particularly the stones, those are the hardest things to come by. Yeah, funeral fire right there. Let's go ahead toward it. And I will gather some of this stone. If I click this button over here, one of these buttons, it's not sure which because we see what's up. Currently have the textiles in my inventory, but I need to have the pick here. Normally it's a simple switch to get to pick because I have it in there, but currently do not. So I have to go over here and find whatever I did with my pick. There it is. It just helps your harvesting skills a little bit and the mining you need to have that pick on. And so normally, randomly clicking things is also fun. It improves your speed a little bit, but also it just this one does just improve your speed. I'm sorry. Later on, you'll have some that increase your ability. And those are made by woodworkers. All right, we have some motley Kodiaks wandering around over here. That's you need those for some quests along the way. So it's good to know that they're over here. There's Bear Cave down to the south, where we're at right now. Another important thing to note. Oh, enter the Dragoon guy. All right, now we're attacked by these Dragoons. And I'm going to pull them over here so that I can AoE in a nicer manner. All right, we got a status point item there and a ball of spectral essence. Now I'm supposed to speak to Arcus. He's over at the docks. I don't need anything else over here. So I'm just going to click escape. And that's going to take me not to the docks, I don't think. I think the escape here takes me to the front of the zone. It does. And then we'd be able to fly to the docks very easily from here. Well, now hold on. I missed a pickup quest. So we're checking that out. We no longer hear a voice coming from the skeleton. There's that falling in there. No. Alright, we're gonna run up here and then fly over to the docks. Be much faster than trying to bring from where we were. And then I may try going over to the Mars Ascent area and seeing if any of those cool Dutch mystics are running around over there. I didn't check to see if any were over the funeral part. It may not have been a bad idea to look for that, but oh well. That mystic back in here, just in case we run across some on our journey through the air. Unlikely. But possible. If we did, it would be where the paths converge, probably. Alright, so we are 4.6% through level 48, which is kind of crazy, actually, because I didn't realize that I had just leveled with this character, but obviously must have. I should have shown you guys a better imagery along the way by just click F10 a couple times, and then you get to see the griffin. But it's not just that you get to see if you want to, but we'll do it, and then I'm gonna fly to the Mars Ascent after I talk to August. Let's go talk to August first. It would be silly to have flown over here and then not update it. Oh no, wait a minute. Am I mixing up my quests? Was it actually at the beginning of the zone that he was? I think so. For some reason, I was thinking he was right over here. Now I'm having second thoughts on that. Well, that's all right. We'll go look. I think that this was a different quest line I was thinking of with Rune and Torque over here is what I was thinking of, and I can't remember what quest they give, but obviously it's not the one. It's Arcus. So I just flew from the area that I probably needed to be. Ironically. That's all right. We're all about running around in circles around these parts. There's an invisible, what are we? An invisible swashbuckler. Hello, fellow swashbuckler. Let's sailing. There we are. Stealthed, not invisible, because it's a swashbuckler. If he was a wizard, he'd be invisible.
Well met.
Let's head over to Commandant Station. Hey, you know what? This just gives me a wonderful opportunity for me to show you the Griffin flight. Now, what's interesting is I'm looking at the screens, and my OBS screen is coming through fine, and I notice that the YouTube screen is a little bit blurry, fuzzy. It's unfortunate. I'm not sure what I could do about that to make it a little bit better, but it's just not coming through as nicely as I would like. So I'll just crisp. Got some degradation during transmission. Alright, maybe Arcus is right over here. Maybe not, too. I had thought he might be. I don't know. Maybe I have no idea where he is. It's another possibility. Let's try searching for Arcus. No such luck. Not surprising. Okay. Where, oh, where? Did we go? No. If anybody sees a blinking book, let me know. It's not looking likely. I did, however, find a shiny, and that's at least as good. Maybe better. Okay, well, what I'm going to do for now, since I cannot recall where old Arcus is I'm just going to go on and head toward the Mars ascent and see if I can get some more cool fix mystics up there. Now, by the way, the guys will have already respawned in the Gulthek Citadel, and so I could potentially just go back there. But I feel like I want to go to a nice fresh spot and see if they have any of the Gulthek mystics there. I may have to take a break after that from streaming and go get some food because I've not eaten lunch yet, and it is 1:35 p.m. So I may want to do that. That'd be time. You have arrived at the Mars ascent. This is the path leading up to it in all its glory. Alright, now let's look at our stuff again, and that is a gold fixed mystic contract immediately, which I figured there probably would be. Hardly anybody knows that they exist over here. Most people only know about the ones at Gulthek Citadel. So what you can do, if you're just really on the hunt, is you can go and clear the mystics over there, then come clear the ones over here, and go back and forth. Because by the time you finished here, everything's spawned back over there. Not finding quest items. Not terribly surprising. Would be nice, but not surprising. Got better piercing over there. 239 out of 240. That's not bad. Always good to skill up, right? Alright, now. Nothing else up there of real interest. I suppose I could fly back toward the dogs, jump off, and go up Citadel, and then go see about getting any mystics that have spawned over there in the meanwhile. And then that'll probably be a good moment to take a break, I think, after we after we kill off those mystics there, if there are any there at all, then we can do that. The odds are there might be one or two mystics that repopped in those spots, since I didn't clear the whole area. Then again, there might not be any. We shall see. Only one way to find out. And all of those other idiots that we can throw out there. All of them apply. Alright, here is our path. So we jump here, and then we run it over to pressing F10 too many times. So then we run over to Gulthek Citadel area. And hopefully we find some mystics along the way, and more when we get there. That'd be grand. Yeah, protein. There's one Gulthek mystic on track. It's not looking good. I really think that's the only one that's over here right now. Just this guy standing out here by himself. Wishing he had friends. Now we've maxed out our piercing, which is always nice. No quest items. Shocking, right? We all stand surprised. Alright, now I think I am going to take a break for a while. It was nice chatting with all of you guys, and hopefully I will see you all again next time. If you're not following me yet, then follow me and turn on notifications so that you can see the next time that I go live. I'm going to go get some lunch and probably do some other chores, and then I should be back on streaming. I'm going to try to get onto Everquest Legends, the beta of that, as the next thing I'm on today, hopefully. And so hopefully I will see you all then. For now, have a good day.